This is Inspired Conversations, created by Filmspire. Welcome to Inspired Conversations. My name is Taylor Quinn. I am the CEO of Filmspire. And Inspired Conversations is really just our podcast here at Filmspire, where we sit down with Deidre, who's here with me today. She's our operations manager. And this is really just conversations that we get to have as both colleagues and friends, and really kind of just talk shop about what's new at Filmspire, who we are, what's going on. So this is just a great way for just she and I to sit down and just say, what's up? How are you doing? And let's also just talk about what's going on with Filmspire right now. So the big thing is, in many ways, we're kind of introducing a lot of things to everyone right now. We're introducing you, Deidre, because some people may not know that you joined the team almost a year ago now.
Yeah.
We are in a new studio space that we've been here for almost a year, and we have this great podcast service. So most people know us for great video production services, creating brand stories or client testimonials, commercials, documentaries. But now we have this great studio space to do things like this, video podcasting. So we're kind of introducing that as well. So again, for those who don't know, we're a video marketing agency, create great video content for businesses and nonprofits and universities and government agencies, all with creating great video content and a marketing strategy behind that, the video content we create. And now podcasting is going to be a new offering that we have for that. So that's brand new. But Deidre, let's talk about you for a second. So Deidre, you are our operations manager.
Yes.
And you've been here for a year now. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your role here at Filmspire.
Sure. That's right. I've been here for a year now. Previous to that, I worked as a real estate transaction coordinator. So I had my own business for 5-6 years, and I worked with 40 to 50 realtors as their assistant. I didn't do it alone. At one point, I had 5 employees, and I quickly learned that having employees was not for me. So it just made things more stressful. So I scaled back, and I went from 40 to 50 realtors to maybe 10. And then the real estate market turned.
What year was that now?
That was in 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, 2019 when the market turned. So I think it was a good time to pivot out of real estate, and that's when I kind of started looking for other options, and we found each other.
We did. I don't think I realized that you also had employees at one point in time.
I did.
So, I mean, working for yourself, which I did know. So you are not new to the entrepreneurial world,
right,
to a degree. 40 realtors.
Yes.
How was that?
It was pretty crazy. Sometimes it was fun, but there were times where it was very stressful. And then having to manage 5 employees also. So I quickly realized that was not the right direction for me.
That is... Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to manage. But that's why I think when I was looking for an operations kind of admin role, I was like, man, I need someone who is just used to dealing with just, lot projects, juggling, multiple balls at once, dealing with different clients, because we do deal with a lot of different clients.
We do.
And they're in different stages and processes and steps.
True.
And so... It was great in terms of just finding you, and it was a process. It was my first time finding an employee.
Aww.
It was a lot. I started Filmspire in 20. Moved to Richmond 2014. Worked for a year and a half at one firm, and then so that was 2015. So it's like 2016 when I started Filmspire. So getting close to 10 years, not quite there yet, but almost 10 years. And just been doing it myself, and sometimes teaming up with contractors and things like that, which we still do a lot of and done more of. But I really needed a teammate, and so it was great to find you and bring you in to the team, and you definitely stood out among the rest. I will say you stood out among the rest.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yeah, it was great. So maybe I'm afraid to ask this question, but how has it been?
It has been amazing. I feel like we're more than teammates. I look at you as more of my brother.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I
And
appreciate that.
absolutely. And I've never told you before, but when I kind of pivoted out of real estate, as a person of faith that prays,
Yeah.
I prayed for a position where I could work with someone that was kind and genuine and caring and just a good person. And after I met you, I knew, okay, my prayer has been answered because you have been all of those things. And it has been a pleasure to work with you.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Deidre. That really means a lot. Yeah. And I resonate with that. It was a prayerful process for me too, to figure out who's the right person and what that's going to be like. So I felt that from you as well. And ditto to everything you've said. It's been great to work with you.
Well, thank you.
You did one thing that I will say that definitely stood out. You were the only person that wrote me a thank you note by hand. After our interviews and meetings and things like that. And it's just those small differences. People don't realize like small differences like that do make a big difference.
Yes.
Small little things. Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah. Has that always kind of been something you've done and like, maybe something was instilled in you? Is that kind of, the note writing, the thank you card writing?
Yeah, I have a huge box of note cards at home, so I write notes to my friends periodically, just letting them know that I love them and that they're doing a good job. I mean, it feels great to get a handwritten note in the mail with just some words of encouragement. So it was no-brainer for me to send you a thank you for taking the time to chat with me and,
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. I know for me, I'm going to move your mic a little bit closer. We're getting used to these microphones and getting used to it here. I know for me too, like you have just been so amazing on a personal level. You have like loved my kids really well. You've bought them gifts. You've kind of been Aunt Deidre a little bit, to them, which has been huge. I think of like, you did a great job. We did a project with a small franchise called Mosquito Sheriff, right? Remember that?
Yes.
And we shot this kind of funny commercial with the franchisee's owners, the two kids. And we kind of had them dress up as cowboys and their own horses and things like that. And I didn't even tell you to do this, but you took the initiative and the thought to like, buy them little toy movie props, the little clapboard and like little gift bags. And it was like, oh my gosh, this is why I hired Deidre because you just went above and beyond, which was great. And like, you could tell for our clients, like they were like, oh my gosh, that is so kind and thoughtful of you. Those small things just make a huge difference. So I knew hiring you that good things like that could come, and they did. And so it's been great.
Oh, thank you.
Now, I know this is a new industry for you.
Yes.
What has that transition been like for you? Real estate and that kind of stuff, but now you're in marketing and film and video production and agency life a little bit. What's that transition been like for you?
Well, I think it's been okay with your help. I could talk about real estate all day long. It's a market that I know very well. So I just am learning, and it's going to take time, but I love what I'm learning. I oftentimes read books about marketing and business, and so I'm enjoying this part of it. It's been great.
Good. That's awesome. I'm glad. Yeah. Well, we are coming up close to a year for you working here, which is great. So it's been again, like we said, it's been a huge honor for that, which is great. So definitely the biggest and newest thing about Filmspire is Deidre coming to the team, which is great. The other thing that's new again is like the studio space, which is great. It took me a while to kind of piece it together and
Yeah.
craft it and get the furniture and all this kind of stuff. But we've put it to use
Yeah, it looks
already.
great.
Thank you. Yeah.
Come see it.
Come see it. Yes, please come see it. Yeah. We've used it for interviews with clients who we need a quiet space to conduct like what we call like that talking head interview where they're being interviewed for their video. And we've got these lights which are great, which we can change the color to match whatever brand our client might have, or just do nice white daylight color lights, so it's kind of just neutral basically. This room that we're in, most people probably may not know, but it is set up as a music recording studio. We are in a music recording studio room, so acoustically it's definitely quiet in here.
Yeah.
When we stop talking, it is like eerily quiet in here when we stop talking.
It is. It's very comfortable, though.
It is. Yeah. It's comfy. It's cozy. So acoustically, it's perfect for video and podcasting like this. So many other companies or people who are getting into podcasts have to really modify the space to get it to sound right. But not us.
Right.
It's built for this, so it's perfect. And all we had to do is build this great set, and we have the equipment. Podcasting, it's exciting. We've done great work creating films and videos for clients, and now we're getting into this space. So that's new for us. Deidre, do you listen to podcasts at all?
A sports podcast.
Nice. Okay.
I do.
Nice.
Yes. Stephen A. Smith is one of my favorite
Stephen
video
A. Smith.
podcasts.
Nice.
If he's watching, hello.
Exactly. Hi, Stephen A.
Yeah.
How long, typically, do you know roughly how long those podcasts are?
I think his is about 10 minutes.
Okay. Gotcha. So short little sound bites. I listen to podcasts too. I particularly like comedy podcasts. There's several actors or comedians that I really like that have their own show. And,
Okay.
But I
Who would
listen.
you recommend?
I love one called "We're Here to Help." So
Okay.
it's super funny. These two guys who were in TV together for a while. The main guy that most people know, his name is Jake Johnson. He was on a show called New Girl for the longest time.
Yes.
And I loved him as an actor, as a character. And so he and his buddy Gareth Reynolds host a podcast where people call in with their problems.
Okay.
And they're like, we're buddies at a bar. You come up to us, you have a problem, we'll try and figure out how to solve your problem.
Oh, that's awesome.
But they're all like really ridiculous, silly problems.
Yeah.
Like my coworker, who I don't really like, always takes her shoes off and her feet smell. What do I do? And so it's ridiculous problems like that are funny. But I listen to a lot of business podcasts too. And I think what's great about podcasting is you can dive deeper. You can, get more of that knowledge, right? Because people have expertise. They have a lot of skills and experience. And a podcast is a great time to sit down and just talk about that, right? You can interview people. You can share your knowledge. It's a great way because so many people think, oh, shorter videos are better. Well, but so many people listen to podcasts that are 30 minutes, an hour, even sometimes 2 hours long.
Yeah, that's
they'll sit
true.
and listen to the entire thing. And what's so great about podcasting is, you create long form content, you build trust because people get to know you on a personal level because there's only so much they can know in 30 seconds or 60 seconds about you.
Right.
You get to be seen as an industry expert. And then even if we do a 30-minute, hour-long podcast, we can create like a dozen or more shorts or reels from a single recording. Because in this day and age, what's really important is multiple content, lots of content. And so from there, you can take a dozen 30-second, 60-second long reels, right? And post that on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. And that's how people maybe find you or find your podcast or find out about your business. And that's the real power, the secret sauce behind the long form content is repurposing it for shorter content.
Right.
So it's exciting. I'm sure you see that kind of stuff on Instagram. Have you seen that kind of stuff?
I have. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And they see the animated captions that pop up or the little, emojis that pop up while they're talking. So it's a great way to, again, expand your marketing efforts and multiply your content creation. So
absolutely,
it's great. So we'll wrap this up. This has been a great chat, inspired chat with you, Deidre. Again, thank you for being here on the team for a year, and we're excited to have this podcast space. So, friends, thanks for watching, and tune in for another inspired chat with us at Filmspire. Thanks, guys.